Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode 158 of How I Built It, the podcast that asks, how did you build that? Last week, we heard from Angel Marie about the importance of building your email list and a sweet deal to go along with it. Today, I want to share with you how I'm using ConvertKit in my own business. We'll go over why I chose ConvertKit and how I'm using it to get subscribers, as well as how I'm automating messages and delivering relevant content based on how I have my subscribers organized. And we'll get into all of that in a minute, but first, a word from our sponsor, Yith. This episode is brought to you by Yith. WooCommerce is a great e-commerce platform, but it can be even better. It's missing group discounts, gift cards, abandoned cart recovery, and more that can take your shop to the next level. That's where Yith comes in. They are the world's leading independent company specializing in WooCommerce plugins. Some of the most popular plugins include gift cards, wish lists, request a quote, and the new point of sale for WooCommerce, and many more. This is much needed functionality for lots of WooCommerce shops. I know I want to offer gift cards for people who want to purchase memberships or courses for friends or loved ones, or even employees. And request a quote can be fantastic if you're using WooCommerce to sell your services or productize services. But how can you choose just one? Luckily, you don't have to. The ever-popular Club Membership Pro allows you to download and install any of the over 100 plugins on up to 30 sites. Not only does Yith offer quality plugins that complement each other, but with outstanding support and years of reputation, you can be absolutely sure that your WooCommerce store will work for you today and every day. That promise is worth its weight in gold. If you want to see what Yith can do for you, you can check them out at Yiththemes. That's YITHEMES.com/buildit. And exclusively for How I Built It listeners, you can get 10% off your purchase with the code BUILDIT. That's YITHEMES.com/buildit and the code BUILDIT at checkout. So let's start with what I was using before ConvertKit. I wasn't always using it, and for most of my career, I was actually using MailChimp. It was free for the number of subscribers I had, and I was able to do just what I needed to do: send emails to the people on my subscriber lists. Subscribers are organized by lists, and when I used it, I didn't think there was a way to automate or segment outside of that. Now, I think that's changed a little bit in recent years, but when I was using it, it was either a paid feature or it wasn't available or what have you. When I attended Cabo Press, a conference for people who want to grow their business, in 2017, that was the first thing I changed. After hearing my friend and friend of the show, Chris Lemma, talk about making sure your website visitors and customers are in the right swim lanes, I realized I knew nothing about my customers. And so that day, I signed up with ConvertKit. The main reason I wanted to get into a more robust system like ConvertKit was so that I could tag my subscribers, basically assign them labels or categories based on their interests and then also the reason that they signed up. At the time, I was kind of all over the place in my offerings. I was doing some dev-centric stuff. I had content for site builders, and then I had general freelancer content and just a whole bunch of other things. I didn't know what was working or how my message was landing, or how my messaging was landing. And over time, thanks to ConvertKit, I would learn that I didn't have very good messaging in general. So with ConvertKit, I could tag users based on the form that they signed up with, and then a whole host of other information, including the products they bought off of my website, the links that they clicked on inside newsletters, and then the questions that they asked or answered. So I would basically say which of these apply best to you, answer one, and I would ask the question, have them click on a link, and then they'd get tagged based on that. And this helped give me fantastic insight into who was on my list and what they wanted to learn. But it wasn't all great for me at first. For a while after this, I was a little bit drunk with power. I was tagging users based on every little thing they did, regardless of if it was useful to me or not. Because maybe, just maybe, I would want to know that information in the future. Did they click on a link about Jetpack? How could I use that information? I wasn't teaching Jetpack, but it's good information to know, right? But I still didn't know what I was trying to offer, as it turned out. Of course, I fixed that now, and I have a much clearer method for using ConvertKit. So let me tell you about that after the break. This episode is brought to you by Text Expander. Save time typing and boost your productivity with Text Expander. You know I'm all about automation, and Text Expander is a great way to get started. It allows you to create your own snippets for repetitive text that you tend to use everywhere. And you add the text, you create a snippet, and boom, you have a fast way to type text that you regularly type. One of my favorite is my address. Instead of typing out my full address and risking typos, I simply type $ADDR and let Text Expander do the rest. And this is all without special app-specific plugins. You can do it anywhere you type. But that's not all it does. With its advanced snippets, you can create fill-ins, pop-up fields, and more. You can even use JavaScript or AppleScript. You can add function scaffolding if you write code. You can add emails that you regularly send out, email templates even. It's really fantastic, and I've used it for all of those things and more. Another one of my favorite snippets, and one of the most used ones, is when I type PPT. It will take whatever text I have on my clipboard and convert it into plain text. So when I copy text off of a website and try to paste it into another rich text box or something like that, I no longer have to fight the formatting that the text came with. I will just get the text I wanted. Plus, if you work with employees or contractors, you can use Text Expander to manage and share snippets with them, so you all get it right every time. They also host interesting webinars every month, like Power Tools for customer support professionals with Help Scout, which they are hosting in March. Text Expander is available on Mac OS, Windows, Chrome, iPhone, and iPad. If you've been curious about trying Text Expander or simple automation in general, now's the time. Listeners can get 20% off their first year. Just visit textexpander.com/podcast and let them know that I sent you. That's 20% off your first year by visiting textexpander.com/podcast and letting them know that I sent you. So how am I using ConvertKit today? Well, today I have two buckets for my subscribers. Freelancers who want to become more efficient and therefore more profitable, and hopeful podcasters trying to launch or sustain their own shows. My strategy for connecting with these folks is pretty simple, though I'll likely continue to evolve it based on use and numbers and offerings and a whole bunch of other things. I have two lead magnets. For freelancers, I have a PDF that outlines 5 tools to help them build websites faster. And for podcasters, I have my podcast workbook, a guide that helps them launch their show with prompts and checklists so they don't miss anything. The 5 tools PDF is a great introduction to what I'm offering as courses through my membership. By the end of 2020, I should have courses on how to use each of the tools I outline in that PDF. So if the subscriber is interested in learning how to use the tools and not just what the tools are, they can through the membership. But if they're just looking for tools, this free resource is for them. The same thing goes with the podcast workbook. It focuses on what they need to do, but not exactly how to do it. This is usually helpful for people who need to get started and are not sure where to start. Maybe they have the savvy, but they don't know all the steps that they need to launch their podcast. Then my podcast liftoff course will show them how to do everything step by step if they need it. So again, the podcast workbook lead magnet is what they need to do, and then the kind of upsell is the course which shows them how to do it. So I also want to make sure that I'm offering them a ton of value in the emails. And once they sign up, they are automatically tagged based on which lead magnet they got, and they're put into a sequence. And this is where ConvertKit is really powerful. The automations allow you to tag and add them to mailing sequences based on specific actions, like signing up on a specific form. The sequences are a set of emails that go out automatically on whatever schedule you would like. So, in both cases, subscribers get added to the appropriate 5 daily email sequence, and that's daily on weekdays, so Monday through Friday, with questions and helpful information, again, based on their lead magnet. So, the 5 tools lead magnet will add them to a sequence that then gives them more information on automation and tools to build websites and things to become, again, an efficient freelancer. Conversely, for podcasting, each email they get is some tip or helpful information about podcasting. At the end of these sequences, I make a soft sell. So I say, if you like this sequence, check out my membership or check out my podcast liftoff course. And then I add them to one of 2 regular or weekly email lists. One list is for general freelancers, and again, one is for podcasters. These 2 regular quote unquote lists help me deliver helpful and relevant content. And that's important. We'll get into why that's important. But first, I want to tell you about our third sponsor, FreshBooks. Do you remember when you started your small business? It was no small feat. It took a lot of late nights, early mornings, and the occasional all-nighter. Bottom line, you've been insanely busy ever since. That is something that resonates deeply with me right now. So why not make things a little easier? Well, my friends at FreshBooks have the solution. FreshBooks invoicing and accounting software is designed specifically for small business owners. It's simple, intuitive, and keeps you way more organized than a dusty shoebox filled with crumpled receipts. The first time I worked with my accountant, I made a joke about using the shoebox method, and he turned pale white, and I knew that I had made the right decision, because FreshBooks was one of the first things I got when I started my business, for real. I've been a FreshBooks user since 2009, and it's easily the best accounting and invoicing software for small business owners like us. You can create and send professional-looking invoices in 30 seconds, and then get them paid 2 times faster with automated online payments. Nothing is better than sending out an invoice and getting it paid the same day. You can even file expenses quicker and keep them perfectly organized for tax time. Now, as I record this, I spoke to my accountant just yesterday. She was able to do my taxes in a very short amount of time because she has access to my FreshBooks account. So she was able to generate all the reports she needed and get all of the information to come to the conclusion that I am actually getting a tax refund this year. And that is thanks to my accountant and FreshBooks for helping me keep everything organized. And the best part is that FreshBooks grows alongside your business. So you'll always have the tools you need when you need them without ever having to learn the ins and outs of accounting. Now, if you're a nerd like me, you want to learn the ins and outs of accounting, but you don't have to thanks to FreshBooks. So I've talked about a lot of features already, but the late payment reminders are also clutch because that's one thing that you don't need to worry about is chasing after clients. And the automated expenses are incredible. So I connect my business credit card to FreshBooks and all of my expenses are there, ready for me and my accountant to review. Join the 24 million people who have used FreshBooks. Try it free for 30 days, no catch, and no credit card required. Go to freshbooks.com/builtit. That's freshbooks.com/BUILTIT and enter How I Built It in the How Did You Hear About Us section to get started. So, why is it important to connect with your email subscribers? Well, Pat Flynn talks about delivering quick wins to anyone who signs up for your email list. This develops trust. I feel I'm able to do that thanks to ConvertKit. Because I know what my subscribers are looking for, I can deliver curated content and helpful tips based on their needs and feedback. For example, those who signed up because they want to learn more about podcasting don't get WordPress or web development news. They only get podcasting tips and tricks and news. This helps me develop trust. I'm reminding my subscribers why they signed up for my email list, and I'm not just selling to them or spamming them with whatever comes to mind. I'm hopefully helping them grow in the way they expected me to help them grow. When they're ready to reinvest in themselves because of that growth, hopefully they'll think of me and check out some of my paid offerings. But I'm not just using it for subscribers or to make money or anything like that. I'm using ConvertKit for my customers too. Because I know what products they've purchased, I can sell them relevant updates about the courses. And yes, that might also include relevant courses, relevant other courses. And for my membership, I'm developing a program where I deliver a monthly behind the scenes newsletter, and I can send them notifications about office hours and exclusive live streams, and I can help them connect with me and with each other. Again, thanks to ConvertKit. So overall, this has improved my communication with everyone who's ever expressed interest in my content or my products or who've become customers. And that is super important. People need to know, like, and trust you to be a customer, become a customer, continue being a customer. And because of ConvertKit and the way they let me organize my subscribers, they let me do that pretty easily. So, to wrap up here, I'm using ConvertKit to understand my audience better. Using the information I'm able to gather through signups, link clicks, and purchases, I can send my subscribers only the most relevant content to segments of my list. This makes it so I'm not bombarding everyone's inbox with everything I have to say. I'm able to do that through forms and landing pages in ConvertKit, as well as tagging, sequences, and automation. And if you're interested in learning more about any of that, I will have links in the show notes to videos and tutorials over at howibuilt.it/158. Now, if I have convinced you over these last 18 minutes or so to check out ConvertKit, you can get an exclusive deal from them thanks to my conversation last week with Angel. You can head over to convertkit.com/JC116. This will let you sign up for their free plan, which allows you to make forms and landing pages. But the exclusive part of the deal is that you'll also get access to broadcasts and your first 100 subscribers. So instead of having to refer people or pay for the upgrade to access your 100 subscribers and start emailing them, that comes free by using my link. And it is an affiliate link, so I may get a small commission if you sign up using it. But hopefully, I've demonstrated how valuable it is to me in this episode, and I'm not just doing it for the affiliate click. I think that it is the best tool for small business owners as far as email marketing goes. And again, that link is convertkit.com/JC116. If you like this episode, please give it a rating and review in Apple Podcasts. It helps more people discover the show. Thanks again to our sponsors, Yith, Text Expander, and FreshBooks. These are some of my favorite tools, and I am so excited to have them on board. So I get to tell you every week about them and how they've helped me. So how are you managing your mailing list? Do you have any questions about ConvertKit? Let me know via Twitter at jcasabona. That's at JCASABONA. I almost forgot how to spell my Twitter handle there. That'll again be over at the show notes, which you can find at howibuilt.it/158. Thanks so much for listening, and until next time, get out there and build something.